What is going on, my friends? This is Matt with Different Hunger, and before we dive in, I'll just tell you very quickly about myself. So I run a brand called Different Hunger, and I help agencies scale and automate their businesses to scale to multiple six figures and beyond. And today, I wanted to share a case study with you about one of our previous customers who scaled from $0 to $24,000 a month in just 120 days while working less than 20 hours per week. And I know that may be hard to believe, and you might be working 100 hours a week or something crazy like that. So the purpose of this case study is I want to dive in and show you exactly how Leo was able to do this. So let's get into that. And before that, I want you to imagine, you're working less than 20 hours per week, you're making $24,000 a month in your business, and instead of earning, just a few dollars per hour, you're earning $300 per hour, and you're a real legitimate business owner, okay? So imagine, you're getting these sorts of transactions coming into your PayPal account, $15,000 contracts, $7,000 contracts, $9,000 contracts, and keep in mind, these are recurring payments. So these are coming back every single month. And if you've never experienced this before, keep watching and I'll show you exactly how you can do this as well, okay? So the purpose of today's case study is to take you through Leo's 4-phase journey from how he went from $0 to $24,000 a month, the traps that he fell into when he was getting started building his agency, the two primary areas that we transformed for him that allowed him to build his company, and then lastly, and most importantly, is the dream business and lifestyle that he's created for himself as a result of building this business and executing on these things. So let me introduce you to our boy Leo. So Leo, he provides growth and influencer marketing services using Instagram for multi-million-dollar e-commerce brands. And I want to highlight that niche because it's so critical to building and scaling your agency that you have a very targeted niche. You need to be able to work with people that, one, understand the value you provide, and then secondly, they can afford to pay for that value. They can afford to pay for quality. Okay, so that's what Leo does. He helps brands, these multi-million-dollar e-commerce brands, he helps them get rapid growth on their Instagram accounts, and he allows them to create mass market brand awareness. So very valuable service that Leo provides, and that's just a little bit about him, okay? So let's get into where Leo was at when he was just getting started, okay? And you're probably in a similar position as Leo. Lots of people, when they're just getting started, have these same opportunities for growth. So Leo, he didn't know where to start in terms of building his agency. He did not have a clear offer. He didn't know how to sell to prospects, and he didn't have any lead generation or sales systems that allowed him to consistently bring in leads and deals. So this is the 4-phase journey that Leo took to go from $0 to $24,000 a month. So phase 1 is packaging. Phase 2 is selling. So once you have those offers, once you have those packages, you need to sell them. You need to bring in revenue. You need to keep the cash flow. Next is phase 3. So creating systems. And then once you have those systems, you're able to scale, and that's phase 4, okay? So on today's case study, we don't have time to cover everything. So I really just want to focus on the first 2 critical phases. And so if you're not making 6 figures right now, I want you to pay very close attention to the next few slides because this is absolutely critical for you to grow and hit that 6-figure mark, okay? So trap number 1 that so many freelancers and agencies fall into is that they charge hourly, okay? So if you're charging hourly right now and you're charging based on projects and you're not charging, based on value, then I want you to listen and I'm going to show you exactly how you can fix this trap, okay? So this is where Leo was at before. So he did not have a target client persona, right? He did not know who his dream client was. He didn't have a niche. He was just selling everything to everyone, and he did not have defined packages. So in order to fix those things, we helped him define his dream client. We helped him define his unique value proposition in the market, and we helped him clearly define his high-ticket service offerings and packages, okay? So that was the packaging piece. That was phase one. Now for phase two, which is sales, and most freelancers also have this problem, is that they're selling line items as opposed to high-value outcomes through their services, through their offers, okay? So again, this is exactly how we helped Leo fix this problem. So first of all, he was not prepared to deal with client objections. You know, he wasn't rehearsed. He didn't have a strategy around how to, unpick those objections and close the deal. He felt sleazy. He felt uncomfortable on the phone. He felt like sales was an icky thing. He had limiting beliefs around sales. And he also, his sales process was constantly changing. You know, with one prospect, he'd have 5 calls. With another, he'd have 1 call. With one prospect, he'd send a proposal. With the other, he wouldn't. You know, it was a constantly changing sales process, and it was very inefficient. So to fix those, we helped Leo document and gave him a process around how to update these client objections so that he was prepared and ready to overcome those objections while he was on the phone and close the deal. We helped him reframe sales as what it truly is, which is a massive opportunity for him to change lives through his business. We gave him a very clearly defined and systematic sales process. And then lastly, we helped him outsource all of the low-value sales and prospecting tasks that he was stuck doing, that he should not be doing as a business owner, okay? So that, again, is the first 2 phases of Leo's 4-phase journey from 0 to $24,000 a month, okay? So the impact that fixing these things had on Leo's agency was, 1, he was able to double his prices, sometimes 3 and 4x his prices for his higher ticket offers. He had massive confidence in his ability to go out and grow his company because he had a sales process. He had confidence in his ability to close deals. He signed his largest client to date, which was a $15,000 monthly retainer, which is amazing. And again, he started from 0, and he was able to close a $15,000 monthly retainer client. So that was an impact that, a massive impact that had on his business. He was able to build a high-performing dream team of 5 people. He was able to actually give people a salary and help them provide for their families and help them provide for themselves through his ability to grow his company, which is an amazing, amazing opportunity that we have as entrepreneurs and as business owners. He was able to hire so that he could fire himself from those low-value tasks and operations, things like project management, client communications, client revisions, all those things that we tend to get stuck in the weeds with that prevent us from growing our company. And lastly, he was able to find consistency with his daily routines, with his habits, and he was able to execute at a high level and be productive with his time. So again, all of these things were done, working less than 20 hours per week. It resulted in a $24,000 a month business. And instead of earning just, $5, $10, $15 an hour, Leo was actually earning up to $300 per hour because he had that team in place. He had those systems in place. He had that structure in place to grow his company. But these aren't the only amazing things that happened for Leo. Again, we're talking about the dream business side, but now let's talk about the lifestyle that Leo was able to have after this. So he was invited to Tai Lopez's influencer party for social media influencers. So he was able to fly out to Los Angeles and hang out with business owners that added even more to his bottom line because he's able to retain the knowledge from these people and learn from them and mastermind and partner with them and get contracts from them. In addition to that, Leo's somebody that loves to travel. So if you're somebody that loves to travel, this might get you excited. But he was able to travel to over 10 countries in 12 months. He flew out to Colombia for our Different Hunger Agency Mastermind. Again, surrounding himself with winners, surrounding himself with people that leads to more contracts, it leads to more growth. He was able to visit Mexico, USA, Los Angeles, Miami, Europe, Norway, Sweden, Ukraine, Asia, Thailand. Leo was all over the place. And the reason he was able to do this was because he had a business that allowed him to do that. And he had a team that allowed him to do that. So, not only that, but throughout this whole process, Leo actually became a legitimate business owner, right? You can see here at the beginning of the year, he had no money. He was addicted to drugs. He was addicted to alcohol. He was sleeping on friends' couches. And he finished the year, signing $15,000 retainer clients and having a dream team of 5. He had 2 salespeople, he had an operations manager and an assistant. And again, most importantly, he was able to prove the haters wrong. He was able to go out and he was able to live his dream life and build his dream business by implementing on all of these things. And being a part of that and witnessing his transformation has truly been amazing and very rewarding for me to witness. So, if you want your PayPal to look like this, you want to be getting hit up with $9,000, $10,000 plus retainer payments and contracts, then it all starts by being clear on exactly where you're at today, who you want to become, and then closing that gap every single day and having a very clear plan of action for how that works. And so that's why we actually created what's called the ASK method, which is, I think it's funny. Maybe you think it's funny, hopefully as well. But it all starts with that audit, right? Because a lot of people tell you that in order to build an amazing business, in order to grow your income and your wealth, you need to be working, 100 hours a week like Gary Vee and all that. But that's just truly nonsense. And, that's why we created this method, and that's why we're excited to share this with you, because it all starts with just getting super clear about where are you at today, where do you want to be, and how can you close that gap, okay? So if you want to learn, exactly what you need to know to build a 6-figure company and beyond, and you want access to the same strategies that we've used time and time again to generate over $2 million for our customers since 2017, people like Matt Herndon, who went from $1,500 to $10K a month within 90 days, people like my buddy John, who went from $3K a month to $10K while working a third as much, and my buddy Jer, who added $10,000 to his agency income within 30 days. If you want access to these same strategies and you want to learn exactly what you need to do to build that 6-figure agency, build that 10K plus per month income, then I'd like to invite you to apply to see if you qualify for our Agency Accelerator program. So what we're going to do on this audit call and this assessment call is we'll assess where you're at today, the steps that you need to take to build your business to 6 figures, and if you're already at 6 figures, to multiple 6 figures. And if you're a fit, then we'll invite you to an opportunity to work with us. And again, that's up to you to decide, but our job with this call is just to provide as much value as possible so that you're clear on exactly what you need to do to hit that 6-figure mark in your business. So if you hit the link below, you can apply and schedule your call to see if you qualify for our program and schedule your audit call so that you can get clear on exactly what you need to do to build that 6-figure agency. So this has been Matt with Different Hunger, and I want to thank you for listening, and I can't wait to talk with you soon. Thanks.